R&B singer Angie Stone has died in a car crash. It's still not clear why they crashed or how the other people in the van are doing.
March 2025 started with a bang for all the lovers of good music, and not in a good way. On the first day of the month, news broke that Angie Stone had been involved in a fatal car accident while on tour, which sadly led to the singer's death. This marked the end of an era, as fans were shocked, not sure what to feel about the whole news. Today we will take a look at the sad event and the legacy that Angie will be leaving to the world of music and generally. Sit tight and let's get right into it. March 1st, 2025 was one of those days music fans were left shocked at a senseless turn of events when news broke that Grammy-nominated R&B artist Angie Stone was killed in a fatal automobile accident along Montgomery, Alabama. The 63-year-old singer, internationally renowned for the raw and powerfully explosive voice she has and her decade-long era-defining dominance as a legendary trendsetter of the neo-soul revival style, was in transit with her band when the deadly accident that claimed her life happened. After a Montgomery performance, Stone and her entourage were on their way to Atlanta, Georgia to continue on their tour. They were in a 2021 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van that was occupied by 9 others who traveled with Stone and also her backing vocalists. At around 4:25 a.m., they were traveling southbound on Interstate 65 when the van flipped south of mile marker 162, approximately 5 miles south of Montgomery. After that, the van was hit by a 2021 Freightliner Cascadia semi-truck rig. Sadly, poor Angie Stone was the only fatal victim of the vicious collision. The other commuters survived but were severely injured. Angie Stone's untimely death shocked the musical world and reached the ears of people who had been blessed by her songs. She was widely known in the late 1970s as a member of The Sequence, the pioneering women's hip-hop group. Over her career, Stone has made a massive impact. The group broke new ground with their hit album Funk You Up, laying the groundwork for women to follow for years to come in the genre. With the start of a solo career in the late 1990s, Stone released her debut album Black Diamond in 1999, which has been held in high esteem by music lovers and included the #1 single No More Rain, In This Cloud. Her later albums Mahogany Soul and Stone Love solidified her status as part of the subgenre of neo-soul, with a string of hits such as Wish I Didn't Miss You, marked by her strong and soaring voice. Her performances often saw her perform alongside other big names in the music industry, from Prince to Snoop Dogg, and were intended to show her range and popular appeal. Aside from being a career performer, Stone was a TV and movie performing artist, and also featured in movies like The Hot Chick and Ride Along, and guest starred on the TV shows Moshe and Girlfriends. Her versatility impressed her audience, who marveled at the way she was able to flawlessly switch from singing to acting, hence making her more popular among the masses both on and off stage. So you can imagine how much the news of her death must have impacted other artists and fans. A memorial service held for her in Austell, Georgia's Word of Faith Cathedral drew a number of artists who came to honor the Stones' memory. Kirk Franklin, Anthony Hamilton, and Kiki Wyatt participated in the memorial in memory of her profound influence alongside other artists. Tyler Perry, the popular movie producer, spoke at the memorial, calling to mind the relationship he had with Stone, which was both personal and professional, and commenting on how sweet and encouraging she was. Her 2 sons, Michael and Diamond, fully understood the worth of people's appreciation and appreciated the legacy and reputation she left behind following the accident. They implored to be given some time to take it all in and organized a memorial and burial rites for her. Angie Stone's passing is not just the passing of a legend, it is also the story of a trailblazer who made a huge impact in music while cutting out a path for herself. Her very unique sound, voice, wide appeal, and relatability are what set her apart from a generation of other musicians. She was more than an awesome singer. She was an awesome storyteller who sang of man's worst times and also the good times. Her legacy stretched so far past the music scene. The path which Stone paved in the entertainment industry will definitely serve the next generations of talents, which would see her legacy being relevant to a new group in every generation. Her own path from pioneering hip-hop woman artist to neo-soul legend was a testament to versatility and passion, inspired by the need to share her talents with the world. Stone smashed the glass ceiling for women musicians, breaking well past challenges and industry restrictions. Her death definitely leaves a void. Although the music industry will continue to change, there's that specific combination of grit, presence, and heart with which Angie Stone performed as an artist that can simply not be replicated. With that huge body of music she left behind, the movies that she featured in, the relationships that she built with other artists, and the seeds she sowed among her fans, the legacy of Angie Stone will live on. Her life and her career attest to the power of truth in a piece of work and to the enduring memory of a trailblazer. Artists and enthusiasts were taken aback by her music when she died, singing the songs once full of joy, comfort, and inspiration. Obituaries poured in from all over, all bearing witness to the fact that Angie Stone was not just an amazing artist, but an amazing human being as well. The way she was able to understand empathy, the nuance of life and love, and was able to do it all with humility and dignity, will never be forgotten. While music enthusiasts and fans mourn, so too shall they unite in celebrating her life and legacy. Tribute albums and upcoming posthumous performances are already planned, and she will be an inspiration to generations to come. Though there will never be an Angie Stone, her legacy will never die, sustained through her songs, the doors she had opened, and the hearts she touched. Observing her overall life, a lot of people have marveled at the fact that she had achieved so much and had given so much. Angie Stone was certainly a force to be reckoned with, which will forever be sustained by her magical voice, and she will be remembered as an artist in every aspect of her life. Her music will continue to be a testament to devotion, dedication, and unwavering faith in the path she paved for herself. She may be dead, but her legacy remains, a testament to a life that was both intense and powerful. Angie Stone's musical foundation was established at an early age from exposure to rhythm and melody by her parents. Born Angela Laverne Brown on December 18, 1961, in Columbia, South Carolina, she was exposed to music from an early age, in this case, gospel music. Her dad, who sang with a local gospel quartet, took her to church performances, and she was raised respecting the spiritual and emotional depth of gospel music. That respect for the spiritual and emotional depth of gospel music would be the genesis of her signature sound, later married with R&B, soul, hip-hop, and jazz. Stone also found poetry and spoken word in her teenage years, which provided her with a lyrical voice that later served her well as a songwriter. Music was something that could not be expressed in the word only. She needed to sing her poems. She first became well known in the professional music scene back in the late 1970s as a member of The Sequence, an all-woman hip-hop rap group. The group, comprised of Stone, Cheryl Cook, and Gwendolyn Chisholm, was the first female group of rappers to secure a major label recording deal. They were signed to Sugar Hill Records in 1979, which was an unprecedented move because the label was one of the first to break the ground in the new hip-hop revolution. Their first single, Funk You Up, was a huge success, which was widely reorganized for the fact that it was among the first women's group rap albums to receive extensive airplay. It reached number 15 on the Billboard R&B chart and showed Stone's ability to write lyrics with a laid-back but powerful rhythmic flow. The hook rhythm and tough delivery helped get The Sequence on the levels of other hip-hop icons like Grandmaster Flash and the Sugar Hill Gang. Despite the fact that the group was as good as they were, The Sequence couldn't quite hang on as long as some of the male acts. By the mid-1980s, hip-hop culture was evolving at a frantic pace, and the marketplace was becoming increasingly competitive. The band broke up, but Stone's love of music and dedication never wavered. She continued to work in the background for the remainder of the 1980s, continuing to hone her craft in melody, harmony, and composition. Stone transitioned to a singing and songwriting career for other R&B and soul bands by the early 1990s. She was writing platinum hits for such artists as Lenny Kravitz and Mary J. Blige, which allowed her to develop her skill and art of writing platinum hits with universal appeal. She would not have to wait much longer for the next major breakthrough. Her second major breakthrough arrived when she was a member of the R&B group Vertical Hold. The group, known for their smooth blend of soul and contemporary R&B, released their debut album, A Matter of Time, in 1993. The album featured the hit single, Seems You're Much Too Busy, which performed well on the R&B charts. Stone's emotive and sensual vocals were a standout on the album, demonstrating that she was able to convey deep emotion through her voice. Although Vertical Hold did release a second album, Head First, in 1995, the band never gained traction with the mainstream. Stone, though, was beginning to establish herself in the business. She was working on recordings with other artists and attempting to determine how to develop a voice of her own by taking what she'd learned from gospel, hip-hop, and R&B and developing a sound of her own. The late 1990s marked the official start of Angie Stone's solo career. She was signed to Arista Records and they released her solo debut album, Black Diamond, in 1999, which marked the beginning of a really successful career in the industry. The album thrived, propelled by the chart-topping single No More Rain, In This Cloud. Taken from Gladys Knight and the Pips' Neither One of Us Wants to Be the First to Say Goodbye, the song was a somber ballad of pain and grit. It became a hit with listeners, peaking on the R&B charts and solidifying Stone as one of the neo-soul's top singers. Among critics, Black Diamond was lauded for its lush texture, reflective lyrics, and Stone's warm, soulful voice. The retro soul, with the unique sound of the album, captivated older R&B listeners as well as young people encountering the neo-soul sound for the first time. Black Diamond rewarded Stone with a gold certification and put her alongside other trailblazing neo-soul artists such as Erykah Badu, D'Angelo, and Jill Scott. After the success of her first album, Stone released her second album, Mahogany Soul, in 2001. Building on her already established reputation, the album combined funk, jazz, and contemporary R&B. Its title track, Wish I Didn't Miss You, was one of its most appreciated songs. Written in the style of the O.J.'s Backstabbers, the song was a walk down memory lane for betrayal and lost love. It was a #1 single and one of Stone's best-sounding albums to date. Its success cemented Stone as one of the greatest singers and songwriters. She stayed busy, recording with the music world's biggest stars, collaborating with legends like Al Green and newcomers like Music Soul Child. She was also praised for the way she blended the old with the new, imitating legends such as Aretha Franklin and Marvin Gaye, but blending them in a new and contemporary way. Stone's third studio album, Stone Love, was released in 2004 and featured guest vocals from industry legends Anthony Hamilton and Snoop Dogg. It encompassed her continued development as an artist, with sensual ballads and up-tempo, groove-oriented songs. The album was received favorably by critics and contributed to establishing her in the R&B and neo-soul genres. Angie Stone has won a number of awards and has been nominated for numerous ones throughout her career. She has been nominated for a number of Grammy Awards, including Best Female R&B Vocal Performance and Best R&B Album. She has not yet claimed a Grammy, but she was welcomed elsewhere in the BET Awards and Soul Train Music Awards nominations. Apart from singing, Stone also tried her hand at acting. She acted in a few films like The Fighting Temptations, where she starred alongside Beyoncé and Cuba Gooding Jr., and TV shows like Girlfriends and Lincoln Heights. With her own natural talent and ability in front of the camera, she was bound to be drawn to the show business spotlight beyond singing. Despite personal and professional setbacks in her life, her passion for acting never lost its allure for Stone. She was able to stay current, with follow-up albums like The Art of Love and War in 2007, Unexpected in 2009, and Dream in 2015, proving that she can still grow without losing her touch. Her influence is seen in contemporary R&B and neo-soul, with many artists emulating her style. Stone's legacy cannot be measured by whether she would get #1 chart breaks or nominations, but by how authentic and deep she makes her songs. She has been a voice of fearlessness and sensibility, taking her voice upon her platform to speak on victory, love, and sadness. Whether rapping on her pioneering Rap with the Sequence, writing songs for musical legends, or on top-selling solo ventures, Angie Stone imprinted on history in a way that will never be forgotten. Angie Stone's existence was also a rich blend of intense musical talent, love and relationships, fight with sickness, and philanthropy. Along with the success she had with her music, she was a good mother and wife, with household troubles mingling with the demands of stardom. Angie wed Rodney Stone, aka Lil Rodney C. of the hip-hop group Funky 4+1, in the early 1980s. Angie had a daughter, Diamond Tiara Stone, with Rodney in 1984. Diamond is every bit a child prodigy singer like her mom and has done background vocals on Angie's 2007 baby. Angie and Rodney were married briefly and divorced after 2 years of marriage. Angie also dated neo-soul singer-songwriter D'Angelo in the 1990s. The two had a professional and intimate relationship and had a son, Michael D'Angelo Archer II, in 1998. Angie was pleased to have her children grow up in her Atlanta house, making every effort to give them a healthy upbringing despite being extremely busy. Taking care of a family while maintaining a balancing act between single motherhood and an emerging music career was no small challenge. Angie would always comment on how tough it is for single mothers to work in show business, combining the spotlight and family life. Her kids were always her top priority, and she adored becoming a grandma in 2008 and then in 2012. Sadly, Angie was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes in 1999, and the disease significantly altered her lifestyle. The diagnosis was an eye-opener that forced her to entirely alter her lifestyle. She also suffered from other diseases like congestive heart failure and high blood pressure, some of which were caused by diabetes medication side effects. Set on taking her fate into her own hands when it came to her health, Angie became a spokesperson for the Face Diabetes campaign, working to educate others about the disease, especially among the African American community. She went from continent to continent, traveling around the globe for years, educating others about her experience and encouraging them to live healthier lifestyles. Being involved in this campaign solidified her resolve to be a force for change in her line of work. However, Angie faced some personal and legal troubles in 2015 when she had an ugly fight with her daughter, Diamond. The fight was precipitated by a domestic altercation that exploded into something much more. While at it, Angie had hit her daughter, causing her to lose some teeth. Consequently, Angie was taken into custody for aggravated assault. The incident brought into the limelight otherwise domestic issues in familial relationships, especially under media glare. Despite all of this, Angie and Diamond reconciled, demonstrating the strength and perseverance of family bonds. Aside from acting and music, Angie was inclined to the causes close to her heart. She used her stardom to give and raise funds for causes like health initiatives and youth mentorship. Her activism included community activism and programs advocating for the empowerment of oppressed communities. Angie's charity demonstrated the goodness of her heart and the desire to do good to others, leaving a permanent memory that would be in people's minds, so much that people would not only remember her as an artist, but also because of her kindness. The life of Angie Stone was marked by love, toughness, and commitment. She persevered through the crossroads of star status and personal strife with honesty, and made her marks felt in both the music world and in the lives of people whose lives were touched by her philanthropy. Rest in peace, Angie Stone. That will be all for this video, and we will see you in the next one.